this is Our Reviews Will Kill You, the Party Time podcast that brings you news, reviews, and all that other good jazz. What do we do on every live stream? We try to take over the world. We try to claim those El Presidentes out there. We're coming for the El Presidentes. That's right. I am the man you may know as Z, and I am dabbing. I'm alone. I'm feeling frosty, but I am alone. There is no heat this weekend. The only heat you're going to feel is right here on the air with us, hanging out, partying, while we get ready for Snowmageddon. We're all going to get crushed by snow, and it's going to be glorious. I feel it coming. I hope you feel it, as I am a one-man show trying to operate this whole thing. No producers, nothing, just me doing my jazz. But we do have a pretty amazing show for everybody. I'm just going to come right out and say it right from the rip. Right from the rip. That's right, it's a one-man operation here, right from the rip. What are we doing? We're doing a lot. We got a lot going on. There's some stuff and things going on. A lot going on. Let's see. We're going to talk about Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Jon Snow knows nothing. Galaxy Edge and Disney World's making a bunch of changes. Batman, disappointing update because there's no screenplay, but they did hire somebody who probably is brave, bold, and stunning and brave. There's a minisphere coming to DC. Will it be safe? It's probably better than going to McStabbys. We'll talk about McStabbys. Meghan Markle's With Love, which I reviewed several times for no good reason, will not return. How will I learn how to be a rich princess? I don't know. But Sinners, the pretty mid movie, gets every Oscar nom ever because, you know, gotta make up for things, I suppose. Scientists think they found Noah's Ark. They better know if they did. There's a crazy Chinese bookstore, which I am not 100% convinced is real. I think it's probably fake news. But we'll take a look at what China's trying to pull on us. We've got Wild Elephant is on a murder spree. It's already killed 22 people, which is more people than probably died in Chicago last weekend. So watch out for them wild elephants. We're going to get in and out on the new He-Man Masters of the Universe movie, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. We'll explore. We'll explore it together. And then I'm going to do some reviews. I'm going to do this Harlan Coben runaway thing. I thought he was a British man, but apparently he is not. He is a American man, not a foreign man. He's a whatever you want him to be. But that's good for all of us. And then I'm going to review One Last Adventure, The Making of Stranger Things, the thing that should have been a super secret episode, which was not. And then we're going to get Mark Durban and Ben Affleck and we're going to get our rip on. We're going to get ripped up. Ripping and tearing. What's up, Infinity? What's up? Good to see you, sir. Do you have your drink? I should have brought my stroopwafel. I had a stroopwafel to eat on air just for you. I should be eating it. Ron Cold's out there. Good to see you, sir. We're going to kick one back for you. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow. That's a Jägermeister shot if I ever had one. Disasters Part 7 is out. You guys better check Infinity out. I don't know if you're allowed to put links. It might get you banned. But either way, we will do some crossover to show you what Infinity has been up to. I have a strong feeling that since we are taking Greenland from Denmark, even though Denmark's not the Netherlands, we will share Greenland with the Netherlands, and we'll all find out about disasters together with Infinity NL, the Master Maestro. So that's exciting. I'm excited. I suspect I should just film my reaction to getting trolled by you, because you probably made us some kind of disaster. You declared war 2 years ago on us. We are the official Netherlandish podcast. Although we do know that the Netherlands, we could break off a small part of Greenland for you. Just a little tiny piece, a taste, if you will, of Greenland. It's okay. We'll invite you there. We can come have good times together. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. So with that being said, I guess we're going to get to the news and talk about Jon Snow. How do you feel about Jon Snow? I feel like I've been hearing this story for the past like 20, well, not 20 years, but for a very long time, they've been talking about Jon Snow getting his own spin-off, which if you watch the new spin-off, all these spin-offs are disappointing. So I don't know why anybody wants this. And I feel like Jon Snow at this point is probably like 59 years old. So why anybody would watch this, I don't know. Noob is a broken man. He's out of the country. He's in Canada, which we're going to take over Canada pretty soon. It's going to be ours. Oh, look, there's Mr. Noob now. Where's Mrs. Noob? That's what I want to know. And where is Nancy? That is a good question. Nobody knows where Nancy is. Should probably text Nancy and be like, what are you up to? Whistler. Why do you have to tell people why don't you tell them your room so they can come slip you a drink or join you for a drink and then slip into your hot tub later, huh? Whistler. Like that's a real place. I don't think so. Well, anyway, Vancouver. Should I stop disparaging other countries? I only talk about the good countries, the good ones. We'll talk about Jon Snow, though. Game of Thrones, Jon Snow. It's been quietly and unceremoniously canceled. The only thing I would say is I heard another story, which they're going to try to make an Arya and Jon Snow show. Stop it. All of you, right now. Stop it. All I want is George R.R. Martin to finish the damn books before the man dies. And we all know that's not going to happen. I'm sure you're super excited when I tell you there's going to be a Sea Snake spinoff. Who cares about that? The Sea Snake spinoff? I don't think so. Nobody cares about that. Why would I watch that? Sinbad in Westeros. Nobody even knows what Sinbad is. That's for old people. Nobody knows what that is. That's right. Who's sending who $600? I already got the $600 that's in my pocket right now. So I'm not excited for any Jon Snow nothing or anything. It just looks crazy. They hired some guy who wrote Drops of God, which I've never heard of before. Kwok Dong Tren is on board to rework the whole Game of Thrones sequel series concept. That sounds terrible. And why would I want to watch Arya Stark? She was a nice little character, and now she's turned into a big weird face girl. No one needs to see that. I'm sure some people would still like to see Jon Snow, but I don't know. I'm not into it. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What I might be excited about is Disney changing its erasing its history. We like to see it should erase the sequel trilogies. We should get an orange man to make sure we erase it. Never happened. It's undoing its weirdest Star Wars fumble. Why you would make Galaxy's Edge strictly about the trilogy series that everyone hates, I do not know. So why would we're just going to drop it right back into this nonsense? This is just noise. But what are they going to do? They're going to do something good. They're going to add all the Chewbacca's. I think I went there and I saw that they had the Mandalorian there, which was a little different. And now they're just going to have everybody. Like, we don't care about Rey Skywalker or Kylo Ren. Let's get Luke, Han, and Leia. Darth Vader. So they're gonna like reestablish it. And that's cool, right? Why do they call him Din Djarin? Like anyone's gonna remember that the Mandalorian's name is Din Djarin. Also, why is his name the Mandalorian? That's like calling him white guy. Hey, white guy. Can you come help me over here, white guy? A Mandalorian's like a race of people. It's not just a like. Hey, Somalian, come here. Like, what are all Somalians the same to you? Star Wars, you bigots. How dare you? How dare you? So I think I'd go back to Galaxy's Edge. It's very expensive to go there, but guess what? Smuggle in 2 homeless people, 1 homeless person also gets in free. It's very easy to smuggle yourself in there as a homeless person. And the trash is magnificent. Everyone's throwing away their blue milks. You can just make a day of it. Going around harvesting blue milks. It's exciting. It's very exciting. But I feel like I'm going to burn through this, but we're going to move to disappointing news. I feel like James Gunn is just disappointing at this point. That seems to be his current theme. James Gunn, he should just change his name to Disappointment. Because that's all he's been doing, is disappointing everyone. I don't understand it. There is no screenplay done for your most important project, which is Batman. What are you? They're just going to release The Batman 2, 5 years too late. And then they're going to do Batman, The Brave and the Bold. Why he's obsessed with this, I don't understand. They should just let a writer write whatever they want. It's going to be directed by Andy Muschietti. And it's going to introduce Damian Wayne version of Robin. We've had... Okay. Let me think about this. There's been, 2 versions of film Robins ever? And you're going to introduce a completely different version of Robin? You're going to introduce the Damian Wayne, like the psychopath killer version of Robin? What are we doing here? I don't get it. So Damian Wayne, spoiler, is the actual child of Batman between him and Talia al Ghul. So they're just going to... Because we had the Chris O'Donnell Batman in those weird Batmans with Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl, and I think that's called Batman Forever, maybe. And then you had Christopher Nolan did a version of Robin, but he's really just he never dresses up as Robin. He's just supposed to be Batman's successor, which is cool. It's like, his middle name, Jordan Levitt, whatever his name is, Gordon something Levitt. He is just there to be sort of Batman. He's like, my middle name's Robin. Oh, what a pretty name you have. It's Robin. So that was cool. I could accept that. But why you would just introduce Batman with his like murder kid seems a little weird. Yeah, screenplay's not done. So what are they going to do? Sebastian Stan is going to be Harvey Dent in The Batman 2. I did not know that. And Scarlett Johansson's going to play some old lady. Like, what are we doing here? Can we move on from these people? Can we get new stars, please? Please? Yeah, when's this Lanterns thing ever going to come out? Feels like it's just sitting there in perpetuity. But now people are mad about who they hired to write the damn thing. And I don't even know who this is, but we'll find out together. But this movie, according to Tech Radar, is gonna suck. Okay, why is it gonna suck? Pray tell. Oh, the person who did it wrote The Birds of Prey and The Flash? She wrote those 2 pieces of crap? Are you kidding me? Why would you hire this chick? Are you... Why? The woman who wrote Birds of Prey should never work in movies ever again. And The Flash is an abomination. What? How do these people keep failing upwards? Fans are voicing their displeasure over the hire. Like, okay, Christina Hodson. What kind of blackmail do you have on James Gunn? You look vaguely Asian. Did he stuff you into a suitcase? Blink once if that's true. Seriously, her writing credits is two things, and both were flops. Two DCU flops. Why? What is wrong with you people? That is crazy. You just, yes, this is unfortunately true. Christina Hodson is the writer of The Brave and Bold. She's reuniting with director Andy Muschietti. Now, Andy Muschietti vaguely redeemed himself just a little bit because he did It Season 2, which I kind of liked. It wasn't amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but it was good. But to put in this loser, God, that movie sucked. That's the one, I'm trying to remember what in the world even happens in The Flash. He has to fight himself or something like that. Spoiler from a movie from 4 years ago. Isn't that, there's like Superwoman in that? And Zod's in it for a hot second. And then they go into the Speed Force and they fight. That's the thing where they use Nicolas Cage's likeness. Maybe he agreed to that. He probably, if they paid him money, he agreed to it. But they use Christopher Reeve's likeness and that Supergirl's likeness, the old-timey Supergirl, without asking anybody. That seems inappropriate. The girl who wrote that is who you'd like to have do a Batman movie. That sounds like fail. Fire James Gunn immediately. It is unacceptable. Fire him immediately. Maybe we could send him to DC. Send him to the Mini Dome. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Mini Dome. What's so special about the Mini Dome? It's a smaller version of the Vegas Dome. And if you've heard anything about the Vegas Dome, is that it's a thing that exists. I know you two played there, which seems pretty disappointing. I heard something about a, what's that movie? Somewhere Over the Rainbow movie? You know, The Wizard of Oz. They did something there that people supposedly liked. But other than that, Sphere Entertainment announced plans over the weekend to build a 6,000-seat minisphere in the National Harbor in Maryland, about 15 minutes outside of D.C. Will the National Guard be there to protect me if I go? Because otherwise, I ain't going. It's slated to open in 2030. Why does it take so long to build a dome? I imagine it's not solid, right? It's not a solid dome. I feel like we could own Canada and Greenland by the time this thing opens. How is that even possible? What are we talking about here? The Las Vegas Sphere opened in fall 2023 with a sold-out residency from U2. It has hosted Fish, Dead and Company, and an immersive version of Wizard of Oz. I was literally just talking to somebody about Fish and the Dead. Let's say you're a Zoomer, and you find out that your dad is a big Grateful Dead fan, and then you find out he's also a Fish fan. Wouldn't you assume that your dad has fat stacks of drugs somewhere hidden in your house? Is that not something you would assume? I would assume that. So this kid's like, there's no way my dad does drugs. It's not possible. And I'm like, I dared this kid to go listen to Fish and the Grateful Dead, and he listened to, I told him to listen to, was it Bouncing Around the Walls, the Fish song? I think that's like their only hit. Because I would challenge you to name 3 Grateful Dead songs, and one of them can't be Truckin', and name 3 Fish songs. I couldn't name, like I said, I could name one, and it's from 40 years ago or something. No, it's probably from 20 years ago. I don't know what's their biggest hit. No, I've never heard of any of these songs. You Enjoy Myself, Harry Hood, Tweezer, Fluffhead. No. The only song that was ever a hit is called Bouncing Around the Room. And it's terrible, I think. Did they write that song? They play it once every 4.2 shows. Okay, so some people must like that terrible song. Anyway, so this kid goes and he's listening. I challenged him to listen to this song, and he had to be completely sober. And he said he couldn't even make it through like 1 minute of the song. He said it sounded like they were yelling down a pipe in different rooms or something at him. He was like, this song does not make any sense to me. And I said, yes, your father is a drug addict and only can listen to things in an altered state of reality. So he learned the hard way that Fish is unlistenable. Sorry to all you Fish fans out there, but you know it's true. You cannot listen to it sober. But how about we leave the protection of DC? We won't go see Fish. Would you like to go to McStabbys? I'm just asking a question of the crowd. Does that sound like something that would entertain you? It's not called McStabbins. It's not called Captain Stabbins. It's called McStabby. And essentially what this could have been an outrageous story. I chose to keep it where it is. Seattle McDonald's, nicknamed McStabbies, removes door and serves customers through a hatch amid multiple attacks. Does it get any worse than this? The location of the corner of 3rd Avenue and Pine Street in the downtown Seattle area no longer has dining space. I mean, this is insane. Like, what is this? What future have we wrought for ourselves? Why is this a thing? How are we doing this to ourselves? We have to get served our McDonald's through a hatch? I mean, why not just have feeding pipes where you have zero human contact, where it's just a pipe that shoots a pneumatic tube that shoots hamburgers directly into your mouth? Why is it called McStabbies, you ask? Good question. Well, it's allegedly so dangerous that I had to remove its doors. Okay. Instead of walking into its location, patrons now have to go to a hatch mostly covered in plexiglass. That's hot. The double doors the double doors leading to McDonald's are reportedly propped open at all times. The glass outside the hatch is covered with plywood to protect it from vandalism. The Seattle locals have nicknamed it McStabbies because the people who go there tend to do drugs and attack each other. That sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, this looks terrifying. Seattle, what have you done to yourself? How have you allowed this to happen? This is insane. When it's dark, it's way worse. Way more people getting assaulted and robbed. Of course, they interviewed Nick. Nick he's very tuned into this. He's no longer homeless, first of all. I was under the impression that he would just be unhoused. But now I am quite certain that he is, in fact, one of the community. He is one of the brethren. He is homeless. And, well, no, he's no longer homeless, but he still visits the neighborhood, and he said he's witnessed shootings. He saw a fatal incident, which included 1 dead woman and injured 7, including a 9-year-old boy. Good gravy. This is terrible. Terrible. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, let's not go to McStabbies. How about... Here's another story. This random guy came up and started kicking our dog and attacking my partner. Maybe you shouldn't have brought your partner to McStabbies. See physical assaults just right here. People tripping out. Just a bunch of stuff. Yeah, they initially closed their doors due to the virus of unknown origin, but now they have yet to reopen it. It's just some guy, like it's just some guy who owns it, some owner-operator. He's trying to feed the community, which it's okay. I'm all about it, but just don't be stabbing people there. Oh my God. Maybe they should hire rabid dogs just to sit outside the doors. And the rabid dogs are trained not to eat hamburgers, but to attack and steal hamburgers from people who start stabbing each other. They have that kind of control. We should make that happen. That's sad. But is it any sadder than our poor girl, your favorite girl, and my favorite girl, Meghan the bitch of Sussex. Is that what they call her these days? Meghan Markle. I don't know why she gets such a bad rap, because I watched this show and I reviewed it. And while she does ridiculous things that only rich people do, and she probably had her servants assemble everything before she actually started doing stuff. So, like, everything's pre-assembled by servants, and then she pretends to, like, put the finishing touches. She does have amazing handwriting. I will give her credit for that. She has daft and nimble fingers. So she gets a lot of credit for that. I just don't know why so many people hate this chick. I found her to be mildly... She just makes me sad. I feel like she needs a hug. Once she lost the Spotify deal... Royal fans react as Meghan Markle Netflix series reportedly canceled after she and Prince Harry lost Spotify deal. No one is surprised by this at all. I also heard something say she said it was too much work. Okay, one thing that she was really, really into was making flower arrangements for people. I don't know how making personalized flower arrangements. So we're not talking about sitting in a flower booth or like working for a flower company making arrangements all day. We're not talking about hundreds of arrangements. She's literally making like one or two arrangements. That's too much work. And then she does this whole thing, which I actually thought was cool. She's like this weird she does rich people tie-dye. She goes and tie-dyes all these like handkerchiefs for her male friends. You know why? It probably costs too much to make the show. At one point, they show the staff that she has hired, and there's like I think they feed the staff, and there are like 20 people stuffed into this mansion that she rented because she didn't want to show her own home. Because why would you sincerely show anyone what your home looked like if you were a royal pain in the butt? Well, the show wasn't too popular with royal fans. We didn't know this, but we knew, didn't we? As if surprised. No one is surprised by this at all. It was 2 seasons too long. It was pretty outrageous. Like she would wear a shirt and they would talk about the shirt on the show, and the shirt would cost more than feeding my entire soup kitchen for a month. She's just living too large. She had a lot of jewelry on. It's kind of weird. The whole thing felt like an advertisement for a place I wouldn't be allowed to go into. There's big conversations about holiday specials, but nothing in the works yet. She was trying to build her lifestyle brand, but that did not work out so good. And back in 2023, Spotify canceled her $20 million podcast deal after just one season. That was where she wouldn't even actually interview people. She would just have questions that she would read, and then they would respond to those questions, and they would stitch it together to make a... Maybe you should try working. Or if you want to live large, just go out and be homeless. That's not that hard. Panhandling ain't that hard. What is hard is beating people away from your cans that you set on fire. That's protected turf. You can't mess with that. But, you know, it's a thing. So her show is canceled. Very sad. Very sad. I am very disappointed. Here's another disappointment. And I get it, but I don't get it. And I don't know what it's up against. Sinners breaks all-time Oscar nomination record with 16 nods. So you're telling me that Sinners is better than Lord of the Rings? Sinners. The movie... Sinners has like some okay scenes in it, and then it goes to some weird places. And then Ryan Coogler already has an ego the size of the moon. The dude doesn't need any bigger ego than he already has. It's ridiculous. It received nominations. And the other problem, here's my bigger problem with it. Sinners is just a retelling of, oh my God, George Clooney's in it, and Quentin Tarantino, and from Dusk Till Dawn. Duh, I don't know how I didn't know that. It's just it's a safer retelling of From Dusk Till Dawn. It's not even as challenging of a movie as Dusk Till Dawn. And Dusk Till Dawn is ridiculous. Robert Rodriguez movie with Quentin Tarantino starring in it, where Salma Hayek dances with a snake and pours champagne or tequila off of her feet into Quentin Tarantino's mouth. They couldn't even have that scene. They just had to have what they started mixing up like black music with Irish music, which was kind of cool but weird. So it's nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Michael B. Jordan, playing 2 roles. Can he get just give him 2 Oscars then? He played 2 roles. Best Supporting Actress, Wunmi Musaku. What? That chick was just okay. Actor in a supporting role, Delroy Lindo. Not sure who that is. Original screenplay, casting, production design. If it's original screenplay, just give it to whoever wrote that From Dusk Till Dawn. Cinematography, costume design, film editing, makeup, hairstyling, sound, visual effects. I didn't think the visual effects were that good. Original score, original song for I Lied to You. I don't know any of this. Like I said, I thought it was just an okay movie. The other thing that they did is they expanded the categories. So there's like 10 people in every single category. Nobody cares about this. I just thought it was ridiculous to say such a mid movie was going to win like 16 Oscars. It'll probably win 10, and people will be like, this is so great. But nobody, it's about as interesting as From Dusk Till Dawn. No one in a year or two will be like, Sinners I need to see that Sinners movie again. Do you really need to see From Dusk Till Dawn? Do you really need to see Sex Machine in that? Do you really need to hear Cheech or Cheech and Chong selling Boosie? Do you really need that? Da Boosie. So, yeah, I'm going to say that this is a bit of a fraud. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King won like 11. And Ben-Hur and Titanic. Is it going to join Titanic, Ben-Hur, and Lord of the Rings, Return of the King? When it literally just copied From Dusk Till Dawn? Do it. I dare you. Oh, here's the big... Oh, Coogler's recognition extends beyond the numbers. It becomes only the second black filmmaker nominated in the same year for producing, directing, and original screenplay, following Jordan Peele's triple recognition for Get Out. Like, at least Get Out was pretty good. I don't know if that's a good question. Which one is better? I think Get Out is better than Sinners. Sinners was whatever. It's a fine movie, but it's not groundbreaking, and it's not that exciting. So, just saying. Is this outrageous? I don't even know. I am unclear. Yes, it's time to get outrageous. I was kind of feeling like I wanted to change the music anyway. We got to rock out a little bit differently here. Yeah, let's go. No, we don't have to do this song. Hold on. There we go. Let's do a little aura farming here, as Infinity was hoping for. Let's go. Let's get outrageous. Do I think this is an outrage that scientists found Noah's Ark in Turkey? The dimensions match Genesis. Okay. Well, I'm thinking about Noah's Ark, and I'm thinking, is it possible for modern day humans to build a boat as big as Noah's Ark? And I guess the answer is, if you're in America, you can. We build aircraft carriers. I know the last 2 British aircraft carriers both broke and had problems. I know the Chinese, the last time they put a big giant submarine in the water, it sank directly to the bottom of the ocean. So I'm going to say Americans can make the Ark. Right? So anyway, Jeff Bezos made an Ark. And then the Netherlandish people immediately rejected it and started throwing stroopwafels at it. Ground penetrating radar. has detected what researchers describe as an artificial internal structure at Turkey's Durupinar Formation, the boat-shaped geological feature that sparked decades of Noah's Ark speculation. How is this the first time I'm hearing about this? I've never heard of this before. They're saying it includes a 13-foot central corridor, which does not seem very big, layered interiors suggesting 3 decks, internal voids reaching 6 meters deep, matching biblical dimensions with unsettling precision. High-tech archaeology meets ancient claims. Bro, you could tell me Noah's Ark was like 3 football fields long, and I still wouldn't be like. I'd be like, yeah, man, I believe you. I believe you, sir. Turkish universities. Let's see here. Is there anything like super? Do they have proof? Soil chemistry tells a different story. What's the different story? Well, if this was a wooden vessel, we would expect increased potassium levels and higher organic content than what we found. What if they moved it from place to place? Have you ever thought about that? Ceramic discoveries, they're saying it's from 5,000 to 7,000 years ago near the site. The Chalcolithic period, when biblical chronologists placed the flood narrative. I mean, sure, whatever, man. Skeptics point to natural explanations. I don't know, man. I'm going to say, as a definitive expert and scholar, I'm going to say it's Noah's Ark. They found it. That's it. We're done. We know. The one thing I was going to say, where are the dinosaur bones? Because I went to a museum that distinctly told me that Noah's Ark had dinosaurs. Or, wait, what did the museum tell me? I think the museum told me that Noah didn't like the dinosaurs and that he let them drown in the flood because he didn't like dinosaurs. Maybe that's what I found. I know I went to a museum that they were like, yes, dinosaurs exist, but no, they don't disprove Genesis or creation. It's more that Noah was just being real selective. He didn't like those feathered lizards to get on his boat. He was being a boat bigot and said, no to you dinosaurs. It was very interesting going into this place where they were trying to use science to prove the Bible, but also believing in dinosaurs, but using the dinosaurs to disprove the idea that evolution doesn't exist. Something like that. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't know what they were trying to say, but I believe all of it. Whatever they tell me. That's why you get this education here at the University of ORQ. Because we're a leering center of great scholars. Well, this is a story I don't believe. China has they have spellbinding bookstores. This has got to be fake, right? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can blow up this picture. There's no way. First of all, you couldn't get any books down if your books were arranged like that. Secondly, I was under the impression that the Chinese wrote on scrolls, not on books. That could also be wrong. Towering accordion steps and fantastical spiral staircase greet visitors to a massive bookstore in North China's Tianjin, where its striking interior is a bigger draw for selfie snappers than scholars. Sales of hard copy books. Aren't they communists? Wouldn't they wouldn't even be allowed to have that many different types of books. The country had failed to bounce back to pre-pandemic levels. The hardback books just not doing that well. I don't believe a wave of bookstores with unique characteristics have emerged. This is all AI generated. Like, what's a crazy bookstore? I've yet to see a human being in any of these pictures. There's no way these are real. They claim it opened in 2024. I don't believe it's real. I think it's a lie. There's no way. I mean, that could be real. That looks like a Starbucks, but not as without coffee. I don't believe it. I think this is fake news. There's no way this is a real bookstore, right? Where are you getting your books from? I don't believe it. It's comparing to Harry Potter's Gothic Hogwarts. Oh, come on. That is the most AI-generated thing I've ever seen in my entire life. How would you pick out your books? Where's the Dewey Decimal System? You don't have a Dewey Is the Dewey Decimal System exclusively American? That's what makes it great. And they don't have one, so they don't know how to find any of their books. They probably don't even have Harry Potter in China. I doubt it. Especially Wuhan. Why Wuhan? I don't know. That could be real, right? But how are you going to find any of your books? Nothing's labeled. This is all nonsense. They're not selling books here. This is some bookstore shoppers complain the constant photographs taken by visitors interferes with their ability to read. First of all, the reason you go to a bookstore is not to read. It's to buy the portable book so that you could read it at home, people. You're not allowed to read it. That's like eating grapes in the grocery store without paying for it. You're stealing the words off the page. You're not allowed to do it. You can't read when you're in a bookstore. Fake news. Can't do it. Inappropriate. I'm calling the book police. Maybe this is real. Because this looks like something out of the 70s. Like, that's not even that exciting. And look, the books are facing you, so you can actually tell what the book is. So if you wanted to buy it. Now, you can't get up to the high step ones, but I don't know. They claim that they have better bookstores than us, which they probably do, but that's because we don't need to read anymore. We all our books are on tape. Why read when you could just have a celebrity read it to you? Why bother? Sounds like something you shouldn't do. That's where I get all my news, from celebrities. And when I claim El Presidentes. That's how I work. So anyway, that's an outrage. I don't even know if it's true. It's outrageous. And this is even more outrageous. There's a serial killer on the loose. Oh my gosh, do I have footage of this? I do. Oh my gosh. This elephant's out of control. Hold on, I gotta make it bigger. It's out of control. There's an elephant. It's stomping everyone. Rampaging elephant kills 22 people in 9 days as terrified villagers are forced to sleep on roofs with the beast still on the run. It's not South America. Terrified villagers in eastern India have been sleeping on rooftops and in trees as deadly rogue elephant continues to roam free after killing at least 22 people. Among the dead are 4 children. Oh my gosh. That is wild. What? It's not even that big of an elephant. It's like a medium-sized elephant. Maybe he feels insecure about his size. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe he feels like people are making fun of him because he's not that big. Maybe that's what's going on. I'd feel a little sad too if I was a diminutive elephant and the Indians were making fun of me. I mean, at least he could always go to Pakistan for some relief, right? Do you think they would allow him into Pakistan? Perhaps. Anyway, villagers, I'm not laughing at these people's misfortune. A young male elephant identifiable by a single tusk. It only needs one tusk to take these people out. The animal is believed to be in must. That sounds weird. Maybe it's a mating phase marked by heightened testosterone, aggression, and sexual drive. Are you saying it's trying to sex these people up? It could last up to 20 days. They employed 100 forest personnel. Do they not have guns? Oh, they're trying to tranquilize the thing. before it strikes again. What is it? Just sneak in and start trampling people? Anyone who came in front of it was trampled. That's what they're saying. In one family alone, 4 people were killed. It's unprecedented. We've seen elephants in the muth in the past, but they rarely harm people. This is a rampage. I heard it's 22 people. Just saying. West Singabum, part of one of Asia's largest sal forests. Human-elephant conflict has plagued the region for years. That's what it boils down to, man. You got these 2 powerhouses butting heads, and the elephants they're striking back. They want a free free pachyderms. Free pachyderms. That's what we're saying. Free the pachyderms. Wow. Apparently someone who was sleeping out of outside of their house and they got stomped. Man, just stomping people. This elephant is young, agile, and constantly on the move, particularly at night. It's like the Batman of elephants. Free pachyderm. Wow. That is unfortunate. They don't even have like rocks or sticks or anything to like throw at it. Man. Well, there you go. Murderous, rampaging elephant. It'll take you out. Don't go to India. Unless you're packing an elephant gun. Just a bit of advice. Just a bit of advice. Well, it is time for us to get in or out. I'm getting in or out of He-Man. I'll tell you what what was pretty cool about the He-Man trailer. A couple of things. And this is IGN talking about it, but this is from me, from the heart. First of all, they did a teaser for the teaser, which I thought was pretty funny. They released a teaser to tease that they were going to release a teaser. And I feel like the teaser does a good job of not revealing too much of the plot. They're like, it's kind of his origin story. He's kind of a 9-to-5 schmo, but he's destined for better things. The one big thing that I think they did that was very intelligent, it's very smart to do this. Don't disclose your Jared Leto's. You keep your Jared Leto's close. You don't tip them before you need to. Don't give out your Jared Leto's. So Jared Leto plays Skeletor, and Skeletor looks real good. And you know what Jared Leto is really good at doing? Ruining movies. And you know what you want him to do? If he's going to be a voice actor, or even like the physical actor of Skeletor, let him hang out in the background. Create a little bit of mystery, a little bit of buzz. Oh, because no one heard him talk. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't say any of the iconic lines. The only iconic line that you get, I have the power, which is cool. And what I like about the teaser is that this looks like a throwback movie. It looks like it's a fun summer movie that I don't have to think too hard about, and it looks good, and there's going to be enough nostalgia, but the teaser did not beat you over the head with nostalgia. Now, a lot of people are saying a lot of weird things, but I'm going based strictly off my own. I haven't listened to anybody else. Nobody from Nerdrotic, no ads, nobody else. My own thought. It looks good. And they don't give away Jared Leto. Let Jared Leto cook. Let him cook. The kid, it is kind of funny. There is a shot of this kid, Nicholas Galitzine. Maybe he'll be a big star after this. There's a teaser. There's a part where he's trying to grab the sword. Because I guess He-Man exists in the real world, but it's based off of a real thing that he lives in. I don't know. But the He-Man statue is like ultra jacked, and this kid's just kind of jacked. I'd like to see him on all the Mexican supplements. It looks like he only took like 4 Mexican supplements. If you could boost your Mexican supplement intake up just a couple of doses, I need some TRT, some whatever it takes. Just get bigger. get a little bit bigger. And maybe he will, but he's not big enough. Just saying. But it looks cool. I am not offended by it. Tila doesn't look like a dude, which I appreciate. She doesn't look super hot, but we didn't get a lot of her, but she looks fine. She's not over-sexualized, which I don't appreciate, but they could have done a better job with that. But overall, I'm going to see it. I'm going to actually break into a movie theater, and I will go see it. And I will enjoy it, I hope. Will you enjoy it? Noob reviewed the trailer, and I do know I gave him a joke. I wrote a joke for him about Jared Leto go full method acting again, where he literally flayed his own skin so that he could be Skeletor for this. But, you know, I wonder if he actually remembered to put the joke in. Probably not, if I know Noob. He is not good at remembering things because he has Alzheimer's. But either way, I think we can move on. We can get done some reviews. That's right. It's party time. We're going to hit the reviews. We're going to hit them hard. There's a lot of stuff coming out soon, too. But first, I think we'll go with... This was in Netflix's top 10 for quite a while. And it's weird because Amazon released one, which was Harlan Coben's Lazarus. But I couldn't get into that one. But this is Harlan Coben Runaway. Ooh, I had it right there. Runaway. This is pretty funny because it's got a decent cast. Jason Nesbitt, who you may know from such things as... I don't know any of these things, but you've seen him in stuff before, I promise you. She should have the stuff he's known for. Anyway, good actor. Oh, he did Bloody Sunday, which was in 2002. Minnie Driver, who gets fridged for most of this, so she barely acts in it at all. But overall, I liked most of the cast. There's a couple of cops that were pretty annoying. I don't get it. 81% for the critics, 40% from the fans. I'm going to disagree with the fans. A desperate father searching for his runaway daughter gets caught up in a murder case and stumbles upon secrets that can destroy his family for good. I did very much enjoy actor. Why would they label somebody as actor? This was a wild show. I would say it took a little bit to get into it. That's for sure. If you just stumbled into the first part of it, you're not going to... It may not grab you. I had to give it at least... It's 8 episodes. I had to give it like 3 episodes before I was like, okay, this is really cooking now. So that's hard. I would say the majority of fans probably didn't make it that far. And one of the reasons I kept going was based strictly on James Nesbitt's acting prowess. And I did like, there was a couple other leads in it that I thought were pretty good. There's no critic consensus or anything, but here's the weird, Harlan Coben is a mixed bag because you never know. This dude is apparently very prolific. I have no idea how many novels he's written, but I'm going to assume it's around 400. He's trying to outcompete Stephen King. Most of his stuff are these like twisty mysteries. He had one with the guy from Dexter that was really good. There was another one about some chick who was a Navy SEAL or something, and her husband dies and then comes back from the dead. So like he has all these twisty things. And I would have told you that this dude, Harlan Coben, was a British guy. Because some of his things, they're like Polish or British. A lot of it's British actors. And I assume he's writing about America. Like, how they put these into this is weird. He did Fool Me Once, which was really good. I enjoy that. His books are published in 46 languages, and 12 of them have been adapted to film, which is pretty wild. I don't know how many books he has. What's his most famous book? I will tell no one. Fool me once, Runaway, I will find you. But I thought Runaway is pretty good. How many are on Netflix? 12 of them are available on Netflix. That's outrageous. What order should you read them in? I don't know. They don't seem to share any characters. So, yeah. Either way, this guy's pretty prolific. And I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. It cooked. You know, it starts to go from like one place where you think it's like a whole internet thing. And then it turns into, oh, he's only written 35 novels. Come on, dude. You got to compete with Stephen King. What are you doing? 35 is not enough. And you're 64? Bro, work harder. Come on, man. You could do better. Do better, Harlan Coben. Either way, I enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty good. I think you will, if you like anything by this guy, this is one of the better ones. It's a twisty little story about a guy, his daughter has run away, and he's been hunting for her. She like left college, and all these different circumstances happened to her. If I think about it, they did not resolve every single thread, but it's resolved enough to be satisfying. It's a twisty little mystery, and it's good. I enjoyed it. I suggest you watch it if you're looking for a little mystery fun, right? Let's talk about the show that never should have been. What is that called? It's called something. Something about, what is it? I kind of want to copy and paste the title because I don't. It's like Stranger Things. The thing that should not be. One Last Adventure. And I don't want to beat a dead horse with this thing. But there it is. One Last Adventure. The Making of Stranger Things, Season 5. 41% by the fans. First of all, it should have been Conformity Gate. The greatest coup of all. It could have been the greatest coup of all time. Where you literally had... And you had a finale to a weird you got like psychic wizards and all sorts of stuff going on where you think you resolved the story, but you didn't, and you had a super secret ending. Whoever does that first could have one of the greatest endings of all time. But these chumps decided not to do that, and then they just released a making of in which they admit that they did not have the screenplay finished for their last season before they started filming, like a bunch of morons. So there's a bunch of plot holes in the last season of Stranger Things, right? And one of the big ones that everyone seems to cite is they go to this abyss planet where the Mind Flayer and the Demogorgons and all those things are from, and you assume that the kids will have to fight through waves of demi-bats and demigorgons and all the demi-dogs and all these monstrous creatures. And they talk about it in the making of this, yet they decided not to film it or include it. They just were like, oh, we don't have time for that. We're just going to get rid of it. And most of it is the Duffer Brothers talking about how great the Duffer Brothers are. And they have not done enough stuff for me to say they are great. It's way too long. It's way too long. And it reveals nothing that changes the perception of the ending. It adds nothing interesting. It was not good. You know? I thought it would have been cool to reveal like a lot of the practical effects and stuff, but the fact that the ending was so disappointing in general, like not the worst conclusion to a series ever made, but it was disappointing. You know what I mean? Not like awful, but this was it's not worth your time. I do not. If you're a Stranger Things fan, do not watch this. You'll just be angry and annoyed at it. So do not watch. Do not watch. You shall not watch this. And let's get to the premium, the good stuff. Let's go to the top shelf. Now, what's interesting is Noob and I saw the same movie. I'm very confused by this. The Rip, starring Matt Damon, and Matt Damon. And stars Ben Affleck. 82% on the critic side, 66% with 1,000 ratings on the fan side. Leveraging Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's classic chemistry to texturize a friendship tested by greed, the rip tears into potboiler setup with compulsively watchable confidence. Now, the director of this, he's directed a couple of things. He's not a great director, but he did some okay things. These are his highest rated movies. The Gray, which Liam Neeson punches wolves. Come on. Everybody's into that. Bad Boys for Life. Come on. The A-Team. People, like, as much as they hate it, come on. You like it. Smoking Aces 2. So not a great director. But, you know, whatever. He's working on some things. He did Cop Shop and Narc, and I don't know what those are, but sure. But The Rip, while it's not the most memorable movie I've ever seen, I thought it was highly watchable, right? And as far as Netflix movies goes, so New Dude texted me and he goes, "Oh, it was a Netflix movie," and I'm like, "Man, that was better than your average Netflix movie." There's a Will Smith cop movie about orcs and things like that. And that was a Netflix movie because the ending totally sucks. Cop movie with orc. There we go. It's always funny. If you think about Will Smith's acting career, you could go Will Smith with an alien, or Will Smith as a cop with an alien. Men in Black. Will Smith with orcs. And that's Bright from 2017. That's directed by David Ayer. And I thought it was a good movie put through the Netflix blender and turned into a crap movie. Like, it had some interesting things about it that could have been cool and just never really hit its stride, right? Joel Edgerton is his part. That's wild. Okay. So then you have Will Smith with robots, which is whatever that one is. I don't know. Whatever that movie. Will Smith cop movie with robots. Like, he's always a thing with a thing. Because he's a cop in that movie too, right? Now it's going to bother me. iRobot. Duh. iRobot will never die. So here you have a cop movie, right? And it's called The Rip. The basic premise is that this team of... There's an investigation because one of the police officers, a captain on the Miami Police Department, not Boston. They're not doing Boston anymore. They're doing Miami. Nothing about this felt Miami, which that's one problem, right? Absolutely nothing about this felt Miami. This could take place in any major city and it wouldn't have made a difference. There was no spice of Miami in this. And you have two famously Boston actors. So it's stilted, right? That's one miss. But one of their own gets killed. There's an internal investigation about it. She basically gets assassinated. And they end up getting a hot tip on a house that has money. And they call it a rip. They go in and they seize the money. Well, when they thought it was going to be a couple $100,000 between 5 cops, that's just a normal day in the life of being a cop. You pick up the cash, you go home, no big deal. Well, they find out that it's $20 million. And then all of a sudden, it's who can you trust? You know, because any one of them could walk out of there with the $20 million and be very satisfied with what happened, right? And there's a lot of good tension. I'm afraid for Matt Damon in The Odyssey because that is some heavy lifting that I don't know that the man is prepared to do. But he was very good in this. And Ben Affleck was very good in this. And Stephen Yeun, like, there's a really good cast in this. I really, really like the cast. Stephen Yeun is in it. Tiana Taylor's fine. She doesn't do a lot, but she's okay. I know she's like this up-and-coming actress. Kyler Chandler was in it. He was fine. Who else was in it? Catalina Moreno, she's good. Sasha Calle, who was Supergirl or in The Flash, she was pretty good in it. So it's a tight cast and a lot. It's a like they said, a boiler pod, a pressure builder. And I thought it did well, and it has a good first act, solid second act, and the third act is also good. Like, it's not disappointing. And normally a Netflix movie clearly disappoints you. This I thought was pretty darn good. If you're looking for a tense cop thriller, you can't go wrong with it. And from what I understand, it's doing very well. Like, Netflix is very, very happy with its performance. And like I said, it's not a bad movie. Will I remember the movie? Is it Heat? No, it's fine, but it's fine. I'm trying to think. What's the $100 million heist film? The only thing that was weird about it was I think Matt Damon and Ben Affleck went on like Joe Rogan, and they were saying how Netflix wants you to repeat the plot so that people who aren't paying attention to the movie can follow what's going on. This you really had to pay attention to, or else you would have missed what was going on. There's dialogue that foreshadows what's going on and also has a couple of hints like, oh, he said this to these different people, and they were all different things that he said. If you missed that, now they do explain it to you, but if you caught it in the beginning, you're like, oh, that's weird. It adds to the mystery of what's going on. So I thought it was pretty good. You know, would I watch it again? Probably. Like, it's not a bad movie. So these guys have made films like The Departed and The Town before. I mean, you know, it's, you know what I mean? Not bad. It's just cool because it's like, are they crooked cops? Which one of them are crooked? What's going on? You know, and then it's like, well, what does $20 million do for you? And there's like a pretty solid payoff in the end. You know, they go to this house and they're under assault and they don't know what's going on. Like, they're not sure who's doing what. And the twists kind of keep turning until the third act. And by the third act, you're like, oh, this is interesting and cool. And the plot, it's complex. It's not crazy complex, but it's complex enough to be interesting. And if you don't pay attention, you could miss some good things. Apparently, this reviewer does not like the lousy epilogue set up on the Florida's fakest looking beach. Either way, I thought it was worth watching. I think the performances of all the stars and the extra actors, and Stephen Yeun and everybody else, was good enough for me to recommend this. While I don't give it, it's not like a 90. 82, I agree with the critics. This week is a weird one. Why do I agree with the critics? This is wild. The audience at 66% that's wild to me. Like, what are they even thinking? Why are they so pissed at this? Like, what did Ben Affleck do? Let's go to all audience. Let's just see a couple. I only watched the first 50 minutes, and I can't stand that the F word is literally every other word. Shut. See, this is the low-hanging fruit that you get when it's a movie. Here's the interesting thing about movies, if you think about it, and I'm not going to go into a deep dissertation on this, but when you pay to go see movies, you have a vested interest between you and the creator as to whether or not it was worth your time and money to go and see this thing. When things are on streaming and they're in the convenience of your own home and you could stop watching them at any time, you lose that contract. There's that razor-thin balance between creator and the rest of and the audience of, did we violate a social contract between each other? And Netflix, while giving the creators a lot of extra control over these things, also doesn't have the editing process in place to stop creators from embellishing and going too far, which I find fascinating. But then you get reviews like this. I only watched 15 minutes and I couldn't stomach it. It was terrible. Terrible, unconvincing group of grizzled cops. The scene when they turn up at the abandoned house in various vehicles with a black lady on a motorcycle, absolutely hilarious. Add in the dysfunctional white male cops and you have a modern Netflix. You clearly didn't watch the entire movie. You didn't finish it, so you're complaining about something you didn't finish. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I don't even like the two of them in general. I don't like most of their movies. I've never watched all of Good Will Hunting. Like, I'm not a Ben Affleck, Matt Damon fan. They did their roles like expected, but the whole movie was a total waste of time. They could have done a lot better. The movie is majority fictional and not even close to the real story. Real story? Do I ever walk into a cop thriller being like, this is a real story? Never, ever, ever have I ever thought that. Stupid. Stupid people saying stupid things. In the first 3 minutes, I just couldn't believe the movie, a lady shooting a person while texting, and people say don't text and drive, and this lady is shooting a gun while hiding from criminals. And while she's texting in the rain with blood on her phone, she was dying, and she wanted to keep her secret informant from getting murdered by other people. Yeah, she's going to risk her... You're like, I would never risk my phone in the rain. The woman knew she was dead. There were 2 people with shotguns coming to kill her. She literally shoots off rounds just to distract them so they won't come and press her so she has time to text. That scene is fine. That scene is fine. So, I'm just pointing it out. People all have opinions, but this, I promise you, is not a waste of your time. Let me know in the comments down below if it was. I will personally apologize to each one of you that thought it was a waste of your time, unless you have a moronic comment. So either way, Netflix didn't do me dirty for once, and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck didn't do me dirty. You know? So I'd say check it out. Enjoy it. I think we got some real good stuff coming up next week. We have Predator Badlands. We have, I don't know, I'm watching a ton of stuff. I'm watching Starfleet Academy. We're watching Fallout. We're watching, what else are we watching? Oh, Beast Games. Oh, slew of things. So you're going to want to keep us in mind for the next one. I'm wondering where our Lord and Savior Cthulhu went, but that's okay. I love all y'all. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. We had a great time. It is the greatest time. Maybe next time, by the next time, you'll all be snowed in. Hopefully, you'll all survive. I'm going to stay warm here in this house I broke into. Anyway, I love all y'all, but I'm on to the next one.
Thanks for catching the video. Be sure to join our channel to get the education you deserve. Make sure you check out our shorts, live streams, and catch us on all the socials. Don't forget to like and subscribe.